Joining me now is Marco Roque, the CEO of Cassiar Gold. Great to see you again.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we've done this before, but let's update everybody in case they're not that familiar with the story about what you're doing in BC and the Cassiar Gold property.
Absolutely. So we've been drilling quite a bit. I guess I don't know the last time we've met, but the last couple of years we drilled just under 40,000 meters at our flagship Cassiar Gold project in northern BC. So we've been advancing the project in three main areas. The first one is at the Cassiar South Table Mountain high-grade veins. So we've been very successfully extending the known veins along strike and down dip with hitting also potential offsets in parallel vein systems as well, which is, this is where we have a near-term development opportunity at Cassiar South. We also been expanding in and around the Taurus deposit. This is where we have the bulk tonnage. This is that's open pitable. So we've been expanding laterally to the pit shell, as well as down dip, as well as internal to the pit shell. There's some drilling gaps where basically, because there's no drilling, there's no resource blocks. So we've been drilling within those gaps into resource blocks, and we've been doing that quite successfully. And we've also been drilling some of these priority regional targets as well as outlying targets like Taurus East, Wings Canyon, and more significantly, recently we've released some results at New Coast, which is 2.5 kilometers south of Taurus, and it has the potential to become a bulk tonnage target similar to Taurus, which is also along the main 15-kilometer trend that is the main plumbing system into the Cassiar district. So that means that we don't know for sure if New Coast is connected to Taurus, but we don't know for sure if it's not.
Okay.
It certainly has the potential.
So is that something you want to try to find out in 24?
Yeah, that's something we want to follow up. It's at the very least, it looks like a bulk tonnage target forming there. So let's see what the truth machine, the drill holes come back with when we try to infill those areas as well.
In terms of the gold sector and gold exploration companies, juniors, we often hear about the disconnect between the price, which is comfortably above 2,000, and the stocks that are down there. So when does that gap get filled and how?
Well, I don't have the crystal ball, but it's been a very long bear market in the gold mining space in general, in junior mining space in particular, and for Cassiar Gold as well. Against this backdrop of 40,000 meters of drilling where we've been hitting continuously. We only missed 2 drill holes out of 117 so far, above the cutoff grade 0.5. And despite that, the share price has been declining, and that's the case, unfortunately, with a lot of, most of the gold junior mining companies, the majors as well, and unfortunately us as well. That's been driven, in my opinion, to a large extent, to one of the most aggressive rate hike cycles we've seen. And now it seems that we're in an inflection point. There's a lot of talks about rate cuts over the year. The market discounts several rate cuts. I think there's a lot of people and there's a lot of money on the sidelines waiting to see when the first rate cut comes. Is it March? Is it May? Is it later? Having said that, I think we're definitely going into that kind of environment. The gold price, despite that, has been holding on relatively well, has been going up, doing its job. But both the majors, the big gold mining companies, as well as the juniors, even more bigger extent, have been coming down. So I think as soon as we see that inflection point and we start seeing the first rate cuts, I think there's going to be, the floodgates will open into the space, and
right.
I can wait to see that happen.
Yeah,
it's been a long couple of years, and the truth is, a lot of these companies are actually very attractively valued. They're trading well below fundamental value. And I think investors should take notes because we don't know when it's coming, but it's going to be coming sooner or later, that turnaround. So, people that come in early, make the most money.
Right, and can get rewarded eventually when gold and gold stocks eventually reward you. So you've got good institutional support. If and when we see the bond yields roll over and some rate cuts from the Fed going into 24, how do we look for Cassiar Gold then? What's the picture for the rest of the year?
Yeah, so we've been drilling quite a bit. We'll have another drill program. Actually, we still have some catalysts ahead of us. We'll still have some results to put out. We have at least 6 drill holes to release. We also did quite an extensive field program in September that included soil grid survey for over 3 square kilometers, an IP survey for roughly 10 square kilometers, and a mapping program for 30 square kilometers around the Taurus deposit in an area that actually is centered around Taurus, goes all the way down to New Coast, 2.5 kilometers south, and all the way up to the Snow Creek target, which is roughly 3 kilometers to the east-northeast of Taurus. That could be connected to the Taurus system as well. There's simply that possibility. And then in May we'll open camp again and keep on drilling, and hopefully against a backdrop where we actually get rewarded for the results we've been providing. But I would be happy in the next few months just to see the valuations reflect the true value of the companies and just get back to fair valuation. But I believe as well, if we see a bull market in the gold space like we've been seeing, what we saw in lithium or in the uranium space recently, things can go very quickly from being highly undervalued to be fairly valued to be all of a sudden the mania overvalued. So hopefully that's what we see in the coming months. So
okay, thanks for the update, Marco.
Thanks for having me.
Marco Roque, CEO of Cassiar Gold.